In our last Destin fishing video, we told you all about why they call this Northwest Florida city the luckiest fishing village in the world. Its unique position on the Gulf Coast, amazing fishing weather, and huge charter fleet make it an excellent spot to cast a line from. In today's video, we're telling you exactly what fish you can catch in Destin right now and in the coming months. We'll take you inshore, offshore, and everywhere in between to discover just how good it gets. And if there's one thing that all these fish have in common, it's that they can reach really big sizes in Destin's waters. We'll show you some of Fishing Booker Angler's best catches, talk to local captains about what to expect from your trip, and get into the ins and outs of fish seasonality. But before we dive in, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe buttons to stay up on all the latest fishing videos. We'll start our journey through fishing in Destin in its shallow inshore waters, where one of the Gulf Coast's most notable fish is found in abundance. Catching redfish is an exciting experience from start to finish. They fight hard and make for a great meal after a long day of fishing. You'll want to hit the Choctawhatchee Bay for this species, and lucky for you, you can fish for them year-round. If you're in town from late May to late August or early September, don't miss out on tarpon fishing in Destin. Silver Kings are some of the most prized inshore fish you can find, and there are good reasons for that. They fight hard, jump high, and will do anything they can to get off your line. As one of the oldest living fish today, they're fiercely protected in Florida, but you can still get some great catch and release action when the season is open. Night fishing yields the best results, but if you're heading out during the day, combine your trip with pompano and jack crevalle fishing to fill any gaps. While redfish and tarpon might be the best known species in Destin's inshore waters, there are plenty more fish to add to your list. Additional year-round targets include sheepshead, mangrove snapper, and spotted sea trout. You'll also find cobia running the beaches in the spring, once the waters hit around the mid-60s. These fish are surprisingly strong and stubborn, not to mention delicious. So if you weren't sure about adding them to your target list, these clips should change your mind. As the summer approaches, so do the best months for fishing in Destin. If you're spending years on the Emerald Coast, you won't want to skip out on a red snapper fishing trip. Even though the season is typically short in Florida, the sheer amount of red snapper in Destin's nearshore and offshore waters means there's a big chance you'll take fish home. And while you're casting your rods near the bottom, you'll also come across several varieties of tasty grouper. These fish are a staple on summer fishing trips in Destin and provide both fight and flavor. And that's not all. Heading to Destin's offshore artificial reefs like Jurassic Park will also put you on triggerfish. This is another excellent eating fish and great target for anglers for all skill levels. Red snapper, gag grouper, and triggerfish all share the same habitat, so catching any of these is a good indication that there are more nearby. Just be aware that each species may have a different open season, so check with your captain before deciding on what to keep. If it's really big fish you came for, it's time to hop aboard a high-powered fishing vessel and head offshore. The first targets you'll start to see coming through as the waters warm up in May are wahoo and blackfin tuna, but things really get going in June and July. If tarpon are the prized fish inshore, then billfish take the cake in Destin's deep waters. Blue marlin can hit up to 1,000 pounds, with sailfish providing an equally impressive fight and excellent picture-taking opportunities. The action peaks in September and stays strong well into October, sometimes even November in warmer years. Anglers looking for a true challenge can also make their way out to oil rigs about 150 miles offshore. Multi-day trips are your best options here, and trust us, the journey is more than worth it. These trips are popular with anglers chasing yellowfin tuna and big swordfish. Another popular pastime in Destin? Shark fishing. You'll find everything from deep water species to docile inshore giants. Keep in mind the majority of sharks in Florida are strictly catch and release, but that shouldn't stop you from facing off against the many beasts found across Destin's waters. By now, you've probably decided that Destin is definitely the spot for your next fishing trip. There are just a few more things to get in order before you set out, the most important being fishing licenses. Luckily, if you're fishing with a licensed charter captain, they'll cover licenses for everyone on board. Otherwise, you'll most likely need to purchase one before heading out. To check out our full-length video explaining the ins and outs of getting a Florida fishing license, make sure to hit the link in the description below. And of course, we shouldn't end the video without telling you about some of the fishing tournaments taking place in the luckiest fishing village in the world. Topping the list is the world-famous Destin Fishing Rodeo. It takes place throughout the month of October and brings in huge crowds for all kinds of fishing competitions and plenty of delicious seafood to sample. If you can't make it to Destin in October, don't worry, there are plenty more tournaments and events you can take part in. For a comprehensive list, check out our Fishing in Destin blog post linked in the description below.
Destin is the biggest fishing fleet in North America, also known as the luckiest fishing village in the world. The variety of fish that you can catch in this area, from bottom fishing all the way to top water, blue marlin fishing, it's just a lot of excitement. There's a natural bottom and a natural drop off of starting about 20 miles once you get offshore, and a lot of the fish hang out on that natural bottom, and it's the closest access you can get to that place here out of Destin, Florida. You could spend 2 or 3 days, head out to DeSoto Canyon, follow the canyon all the way down to Louisiana oil rigs and catch those big bluefin tunas and yellowfin tunas and blue marlins. Just a lot of fishing, a lot of excitement, a lot of variety of fish you can catch and take home to your family.
Destin's just a beautiful place. It always has been. As far as the abundance of fishing here, there's all types of fishing. I mean, we're not too far from big marlin and swordfish and wahoo and dolphin and stuff like that. And then you can fish up in close and catch your other pelagics like mackerel, bonitas, cobias, and then the plethora of bottom fish out on the natural and artificial reefs. There's just a lot of opportunity of fishing here.
If you're ready to see for yourself why they call Destin the luckiest fishing village in the world, you're in the right place. You can find a Destin fishing trip that's perfect for you and your family by downloading the Fishing Booker app from the Google Play or App Store, or by visiting fishingbooker.com. With hundreds of local guides, verified reviews, and hassle-free online bookings, you'll save time and money and experience an exciting day on the water. So go ahead and download our app, or just visit us online and start planning your adventure today.